So first thing we do is create the light that's going to sit inside of this lamp. And normally, you know, in Cinema 4D, we're going to press over here and create a light. This time we're not going to. In Maxwell, we need to actually give it a physical shape. So I've clicked on the sphere button. Okay, let's press S. And that'll center my sphere, nice and big there. And it's set to about 100, so I need to make that about 4. Press S again. And it's sitting inside of this room somewhere. Hello, where are you, Mr. Ball? There you are. Let's click and drag him over here. Right, so the idea is, it's really different from not using normal Cinema 4D, where we just create a light and throw it wherever we want. What we've got to do is actually put this light inside of the lamp. Okay, so let's go to our top view, have a little look. We should see sitting somewhere in there like that. Okay, let's look at our render view here. There's our lamp, probably sitting a little bit higher, so maybe we'll click and lift this up a little bit more like that. Maybe, let's move that back there. Cool, okay. So we've actually got a physical shape to represent our light bulb. So we're going to go ahead now and apply a Maxwell texture to this. So once you've got Maxwell loaded, okay, so Maxwell Render, we're going to go to the word Create, Shader, and we're looking for this new one called Maxwell Material. So let's give it a click. Initially, it gives us this kind of sparse grey texture. So I'm going to double click that. It now opens this up for me. Inside here, we go to the word. Now, obviously, it's completely different. There's loads of things going on here. We're going to ignore all of that. We're going to go to the word Create, Standard, Emitter. And this is how we're actually going to physically go ahead and create a light source. Now, you'll see it says watts 40 watts. That will genuinely create a 40 watt bulb, which is pretty amazing, right? That this is actually going to create a physical color and an actual real light bulb. And once we pressed OK there, we see that we can change the wattage to be whatever we want, make it really kind of super bright for that room. Okay, so let's leave it down as sort of 40, which is really, really quite dark. So again, this is new, but what we're going to do is grab that and drop it inside of that light. Okay, so we've got our first light bulb inside the room with all that in. Now, obviously, I need to now go ahead and create some more textures and drop them inside of here. Now, if I went to Cinema here, Safari, and I'm on my resources.maxwell, so this is where you can go and have a look at all of this funky materials. And I type in wallpaper, you'll see it brings all this beautiful wallpaper through. And I've actually chose something called 70s wallpaper, which is this little fella here. It's called 70s wallpaper. And when you hit download, it will just download the file into your downloads folder. So I've chosen that. I've chosen all types of wood as well. I've typed in wood. We've got all these wood textures that you can use. So feel free to go ahead and download textures you want to create your room. So once you've downloaded the textures, I'm going to go to the word Create, Load Material. And in my materials, we'll see I've got the word 70s wallpaper. Give that a click. And this is the file I'm looking for, this MXN here. If I click on Open, that material is now loaded. And all I'm going to do is drag that onto my wall there. Click and drag that onto my second wall. And there is my first bit of wallpaper done. Pretty cool, right? The whole room has now got that texture on it. So all I did was click and drag from here into both of those there. Next thing again, go Create, Load Material, which is what I'm going to do. Go to my desktop. Inside here we've got some other stuff. And the one I wanted was the Chinese satin, which is going to be the lampshade. I've got that there. Click and hold and drag it onto there. And it's going to put that texture beautifully on there for me. Next thing, Create, Load Material, and we've got teak. Click on the MXN, press open. And if I drag that and drop it onto there, it's going to put it all around of my my draw like that. Okay. Let's get an idea of that. So I'm going to go to my render cam here. Go up and have a little look, see what's going on. So our lampshade now has that on there. I'm going to create a really nice sort of chrome for this. And that's going to give me some nice reflections of the room. So if I go to create, and I go to shader, and I'm going to choose Maxwell Material. Again, let's remember this before, gives us this little grey box here. Give that a double click. Opens up a render window. Go create. We've got a standard here. We've got things called a metal one there. The metal one is we want to make it, I don't know, silver. Give us silver material. Press OK. So there's our silver material, nice and easy. So create, standard, metal, and then choose that. So with that done, I can click and drag this onto each one of our lamp things there. Click and hold. Drag them into there. There we are. Right. So render cam, what's it looking like? Let's bring render cam a little bit higher. Go a bit closer. Now what do we do? So what you're going to do is we're going to save this. So file and then save. Yeah, we want to save that. And next thing we'll do is we're now going to learn how to render. So again, normally in Cinema, we would go over to our render window here and press this button. And it gives me that, which is no good to anybody. So here's how Maxwell's going to help us. We're going to go to the plugins. We're going to choose Maxwell for Cinema 4D and choose this word called scene here. So let's click on that. The minute we choose the word scene, it will now give us this whole new menu right down here. Okay, loads of things going inside of here. What I want to do, let's just backtrack a little bit. What I want to do is on my render cam here, I need to focus the object on something. You see with the camera highlighted here, we've got the white button, which means we're looking through the lens of that camera. I want this sort of camera to focus on this lampshade. So I could drag the lampshade and drop it inside of there. Okay, so it basically means it's going to make sure that's all in focus inside of here, which again helps our render look a bit more realistic. Let's jump back up to our scene. And again, this just looks completely foreign, but please stick with me because this is going to be great, I promise. We're now going to press this button called Fire. And what Fire's going to do now is realistically start to light our room. Now, as you see, the minute we did that, it will start to flood the room of light. And the reason for that is because our back wall isn't closed. We haven't closed our room back off yet. But already we can see Maxwell starting to build that image up beautifully for us. We see the chrome inside here. We see we've got the thing inside there. But because the room is not sealed correctly, so let's go to our free look camera. Let's jump over here. And the light is coming all the way around there. So if I pressed Fire again, we would see kind of what's happening here. And Fire is really good because it's like giving us the quickest render we can using a processor and all the speed that goes with that. It's showing us where all the light's coming from inside of here. So what we've got to do is close this. Let's just close Fire down a minute. We've got to close our wall up, right? Okay, so let's go inside. So we're going to press Render Cam. We're now outside of here. And now if we go to the fire scene, press the Fire button again. See what's going on inside of here. So what we can do is go to our environment and switch off the sun and say we don't want any environmental light on here at all. Okay, so let's jump back into our render cam here. Let's press Fire and see what's happening. Very little is happening inside of here. So what I need to do is go and actually play a little bit more. Now one of the reasons for this, because I've done this before, it does happen, is you see we've got a sphere with a light on. This is the only light in the room. So what I'm going to do is just pull our camera out for now a second. I'm going to press Command C, Command V. It's going to give me a second bulb for the room, okay? Because normally, you know, we're going to have maybe one or more light on. I want to use this bulb to light up the room and give the room some sort of ambience, okay? So I'm going to drag that bulb all the way over here. Okay, so if you go to our top view and have a little look. So here's my second bulb. I'm going to drag it and put it maybe over here, okay? So that's fine. So we've now got two bulbs. We've got lamp bulbs. Let's rename that. Lamp bulb. And we've got room bulb. Now they're both sharing the same emitter over here. So let's jump back into here. Lamp bulb. Go back to our render there. Jump in. There we go. So get that position somewhere about right. And now let's go to our scene. Hit fire. We'll see what we've got now. And you see it's starting to render this out, and it's still way too dark in here. So this tells me I need to probably go inside of my emitter settings and actually ramp those right back up. So let's go to emitter, give that a double click, and we've got 40 watts. Let's just change this to something absolutely manic. Let's go to about 700. Let's go to our scene, and again, really weird for us to go down here normally, but we're going to press fire now, and then we'll see what happens here. Cool. So we're starting to get some sort of colour inside here. So let's just go to our emitter again. Let's change this to about 70 here. There we go, 70. So we've got this one here, 70. Right. Go to our scene. Let's double click that again. So we'll see what's going on inside there now. Right, so that's getting somewhere a lot better. Perfect. So remember, we've got that two bulbs now lighting up our room. Now, obviously, because this is used for taking really realistic renders, you know, you're really going to have to wait a little bit longer than you used to, probably for a good render. But I promise you, it's going to be well worth the wait. And light is being pushed from both the top and the bottom of the lamp now. We've got the outside lamp over here. As we can see, it's starting to cause a little line down here as well. Chrome's looking really good. Wallpaper's looking pretty good as well. Yeah, what do you think? So we'll see that as this is rendering, the line moves up the screen. And now it says ready. So it's done the quickest render it can do with the settings you give it. So with Fire, it has its very own sort of render settings. If I go to the word engine here, we'll see it says here file options. Sample quality, how many samples it can do to create the scene, the actual quality of these, and the CPU threads we're going to use set to 1. So I know this computer has 4. My sample quality I can take to about 10. The quality I can up as well a little bit there. So this is just for the Fire here. So let's click that again and see how that's going to render that out for us. So we see now a little brown line or grey line here is moving this up. So Fire really is there just for us to quickly look and generate an image. So absolutely, we've got an image that we want to save and actually, you know, actually output. If I go to this button here called R, it says render scene using the render view. So if I click on that button now, it now physically opens up Maxwell's Render's main engine here, and we'll start to now generate that image. So I'm going to press OK here. And what we're now getting is a really fine quality view of that entire render. Let's just jump that out, pull that down. Perfect. We start to see that light up exactly how we want it to look. So Fire is just there to generate a very quick, am I doing everything right? Does it all look how it's supposed to? Well, here's what's good about, you know, this render is the fact that, you know, we put a bit more detail around the bottom of this cupboard, put some drawer frontages on. Every little thing you do will catch light and make that whole thing look good. This is why I put these just two simple rings here, just to see that quality running through. What's also nice, if I go to the word window here, it might already be open up on yours, but if I use the word preview here, it will give me a little preview just down here. You see that? So the idea is this is going to give us, again, it's trying to help us see what that scene is going to look like the whole time of us doing this. Really is pretty good. So what we'll do is let's leave that to do that. This is really good because we can just leave this. It's now going to do its next update in 13 seconds. So it looks at the light. It's now going to update it within 9 seconds. So you're not left wondering what's going to happen. So here we go, 6 seconds, 5. And it's now going to update that for us. There we go. So we see that physical change in here. And we see here straight away what that's going to look like as well. So if I press minimize there, let's get rid of that. So if I wanted to go back and now put something else in this room, let's take this cupboard here, Command C, Command V, drag it over here, lift it up. There's lots we can do inside of here, but I thought I'd just show you something. Let's make it small like that. If I drag it and put it about there, let's see. Use that red line there, move it probably about there. So we used at the moment we've used solely textures to do with Maxwell Render, but as normal, if I went double clicked anywhere inside here, just double clicked it. Okay, there's our matte. Double click that, go to the word color, follow that along to the word texture, click on the little window there. We've got lots of different pictures we could use here. Let's have a look. That's the one. We're going to grab hold of this. So I'm going to press open. Okay, let's take off reflectance, and that's all that's done is loaded an image for us into our scene. Now I can click and drag and drop that up there. You see now I've got this woman picture just by itself there. So if I move this to about here, again going a bit closer. Go to my fire here, give it a double click. It will now take that picture into my scene. We start to see it already. So as you see, certain textures we can bring into here and use inside of Maxwell. In this case, it works really well. Brought that in, no problem at all, and we start to see what that's going to look like straight away. So let's press minimize there. Let's press minimize there. Have a look and see what our external render's doing there. There we go. Starting to come up. So as you can see, it's starting to look really, really good and really realistic as well. I'll leave that to render and we'll see what that's going to look like in a few moments. So, thanks very much for watching. I know it's been a while since I've put anything up, and I can only say that it's been a crazy few months, and I hope to bring you more Maxwell Render stuff and more Cinema 4D stuff, modelling, etc. So we'll do kind of a little bit of modelling there, building that lamp. I know you guys like all the modelling videos I've done so far. So as always, don't forget to I think it's down there, isn't it? It's tweet me. It's at render_bots. You can email me direct, james@renderbots.co.uk. Tell me what you want to see from my future lessons, which are becoming thick and fast now, I hope. Yeah, great, thank you very much. And I'll put the end result at the end of this video so you can see what that's going to look like. Okay, but until next time, happy rendering, and thank you so much for continuing to watch and subscribe as always. Cheers, guys. Happy rendering. Take care. Bye-bye. Hello, everybody. I'm just back to let you see the final render, which, as you can see, we've got the girl here and the lamp now. And I forgot to mention what we do once we finish with this. So what we're going to do, inside of here, we're going to press the stop render button now. So if I press that, okay, that's now finished rendering this image. So from here, we can go to File, and then Save Image. Simple as that. Once we hit Save, we'll be able to choose the location, in this case the desktop. I can choose down here what file type I want. So JPEG, just call this lamp finished. There we go, and press Save. And there we have it. That's the end of the tutorial. Thanks very much for tuning in. Take care.